Like children?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. I can't wait for Sherman to bring me home some grandbabies.
Yeah, I know you're gonna enjoy making them babies. Got them childbearing hips. Baby pop right out.
Your family got any money? I ain't paying for no big-ass wedding.
Oh, Carla, I know a wonderful minister. What religious background are you?
Yeah, you know, I still got my wedding dress if you want it. I'll take it in and let you wear. You look so lovely, and it's white, though. Can you wear a white wedding dress, young lady? Now, Sherman, you can wear a white tuxedo.
9:18 on North Dakota Today.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about boundaries. Yeah, you gotta love those holiday family get-togethers. For some people, it can be a time filled with love and memories in the making, but for others, not so much.
Oh.
Do you wanna tell a story or two, or
I can tell a story. Yeah, I can tell a story. So we're visiting it's always worse with the in-laws, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's true on both sides. But we're visiting my in-laws, and my daughter was tiny, and we had left to go out, and they were going to watch the kids, and I made some formula, and I put it in the fridge, and I said, now this should be all she would need. And when we come home, when we walk in the door, my father-in-law is standing there cooking the formula.
Okay.
And you know, you're not supposed to do that. It
No.
kills everything that's good in it. And he said, Cliff said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm not going to feed my granddaughter that lumpy expletive. Cliff just grabbed my arm and pulled me right out into the garage.
All right.
That's the kind of thing.
Chris Almond from Inspired Life Wellness Clinic here to talk about ways to minimize all the drama during your next family get-together. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You can relate to this.
Some days, yes.
Yes. And just from watching that clip, I mean, I don't know about you guys at home, but what happens to me a lot is the lack of boundaries when you're dealing with family members. Would you agree?
I would agree. You know, when you grow up at home and you leave for a while and you come back, it's like you're reverted back to that 13-year-old child that was there, and everything just kind of falls back into place. You take that same role, that same position that you've always had in the family, and then you're stuck together for an entire weekend, sometimes even longer.
Right.
And you're not used to being in that group.
And well, the thing is too, it's a wonderful time. Holidays are wonderful times, but they can be tense too because you get tired. A lot of times
Stressed out.
you might be drinking a little bit, so that kind of lowers your inhibitions.
Right.
So all of those things together can lead to a perfect storm where everything that ever made you mad about your father-in-law or your mother-in-law or whatever comes out at that moment.
Yeah, but you're right. You touched on that. When you're back in that family dynamic with mom and dad and grandma and whatever, you revert to, I'm the child again.
Right.
And you haven't had to deal with that for quite a while. And it's amazing how that can kind of mess with your mind.
Yes, and if you've got siblings, it's back to that same sibling rivalry that you may have had at that time too, unless you've gotten past that and worked through those issues. Not a lot of people do, because you come back and it's all those reminders of the things that you've done. The traditions come back, and all the things that you've ever done are there. And so you just,
like the airing of grievances.
Going back in time.
Well, and the thing that people forget too, I'm fortunate that I get along very well with my brother, but just because you're siblings doesn't necessarily mean that you would choose each other as companions.
Right.
And now you're stuck in this situation.
Right, and you're there for so long, and spending that much time with people when normally you have at least 10, 15 minutes to take a break for yourself each day. Where do you find that during the holidays? You don't very often find that, because there's this activity, this tradition. We all have to go out and do this. We all have to do this. And then you add in the financial stressors that come in, and just the stressors of, say, there's small children. Small children get very excited.
Yes.
Dealing with their excitement, dealing with them being overtired and getting cranky adds to all the stresses there too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back on North Dakota Today, we'll actually have some tips on a graphic there to walk you through ways to avoid losing your sanity this holiday season.